What's up, guy and girl players of WoW? This is Rutaro, aka Taro, and in this video I'm going to show you how to bank with Alchemy in patch 3.3.5. For more free WoW guides, visit tarowowguides.com. In this video, I'll be showing you all 3 specs for Alchemy and which items I found to be the best sellers. Be sure whichever specialization you choose, you actually go and get that spec. Any spec without procs won't make hardly any gold, if any at all. If you're not sure how to get the different specs, I'll have them listed on my website. This video intends to show the average server's max ability per day with each specialization, and your server may do better or worse. First, you'll need some mats. You can either buy them from the AH if they're cheap enough, farm them yourself if you have herbalism, or directly message frequent sellers. To make sure this Alchemy Gold Making guide is as realistic as possible, I'll be straight purchasing mats off the auction house. If your server is plagued with insane prices for Frost Lotus, try checking if frozen orbs are cheaper and trade them for Frost Lotus in Dalaran. Alright, so I have some mats and it's time to make some flasks. Before making any though, you should make sure you have the Elixir specialization. You can learn the Master Elixir specialization in Shattrath Lower City from Lorikeem. If you have any other specialization, you'll need to return to where you got it and unlearn it for 150 gold. Okay, back to gold making with Alchemy. While the name for the flask specialization is Master Elixir, it actually allows you to proc an extra 2 to 8 flasks. The best selling flasks for any server are Flask of the Frost Rim, Flask of Endless Rage, and Flask of Stone Blood. Each cast will craft 2 flasks and can proc 2, 4, 6, or 8 extra for a max total of 10 flasks like you see here. The procs seem to happen much more often than the other specs. Even though I'm not Transmute spec, I'll still use my Alchemist Epic Gem daily cooldown. I decided to make a Cardinal Ruby, but a lot of the time it may be better profit-wise to make a different gem. Look at your auction house and see which gem minus mats provides the best profit. It's also good to spend 10 to 20 gold if you don't have jewel crafting and have someone cut it into a well-selling epic gem. After all the flasks are made, it's time to list them. For flasks, I like to list them for 12 hours and mostly in singles. I'll also list them in stacks of 5, 10, and 20. This way I can cover all the possible stack sizes players are looking for. When it comes to listing in singles, you can usually squeeze a bit extra profit out of the market than stacks. Here you see Flask of Stone Blood with only one listing for 16.5 gold. Rather than blindly undercut with an add-on like QA3, it pays to list by checking the price yourself. Instead of undercutting, I will list them for 21.99 gold, essentially making 5.5 gold more per flask. When there are only a few flasks up from the competition, list above them for a better profit margin. Competition has been low today, so I'll list 30 flasks at a time, but you may find the need to list 4 to 5 at a time if you have high competition and can camp the auction house a bit. I'm not the camping type, so I tend to list whenever I get the chance, and enjoy the rest of my playtime in a raid, PvPing, or whatever is fun at the time. Here I was undercut while raiding, no big deal, I'll just undercut back for 1 silver. Alright, it's been a day and it's time to collect my gold from the mailbox and see how well flask selling did. Not too bad, net sales totaled 3,787 gold, minus 1,931 gold in mats, for a total profit of 1,856 gold with about 15 minutes of effort. Okay, moving on to Transmute spec. To learn the Master Transmute spec, head to Netherstorm at Stormspire and see Xeraphie. If you have another spec, make sure to unlearn it first. Trans spec allows you to proc an extra 1 to 4 transmutes for a maximum total of 5. Getting 4 extra proc is extremely rare. For Transmute spec, I typically trans 4 items: Titanium Bars, Earth Siege Diamonds, and Skyflare Diamonds, plus the daily epic cooldown. When buying mats for the Earth Siege Diamonds, it's a good idea to see if frozen orbs are cheaper than Eternal Fire. If they are, buy up the frozen orbs and trade them in Dalaran for Eternal Fire. Sometimes this can happen with Eternal Air as well. This can save you a few gold per transmute, which can really add up. Finally, I'll transmute the daily epic gem cooldown and cross my fingers for a big proc. Of course, my luck sucks as usual, so no extra procs, which is pretty normal. Once in a blue moon, you may get an extra 4, which is some nice bank. Alright, so I've transmuted all my Titanium Bars, Earth Siege Diamonds, Skyflare Diamonds, and the daily epic gem cooldown, and it's time to list them all. If you have a friend who's a jewel crafter, can find one in trade, or are one yourself, it's better to cut the diamonds into meta gems. Check my jewel crafting gold making guide for tips on the best sellers. To make sure my numbers are accurate, I will pretend I don't have jewel crafting and straight list the uncut diamonds and show on my website what the difference would be if they had been cut. For listing diamonds or metas, I like to list them for 12 or 24 hours depending on the competition and list what can be sold in that time frame, which is different on each server, so you'll have to experiment with that yourself a bit. Okay, it's been a little less than 2 days and time to see how I did. Net sales were 8,341 gold, minus 3,780 golden mats, for a total profit of 4,560 gold for 30 minutes of effort. If I had cut the diamonds into meta gems, it would have been even higher. Needless to say, Transmute spec is very viable. Alright, now to check out Alchemy's potion spec. First, fly over to Zangormarsh to learn the Master Potion spec at the Cenarian Refuge from Lorena Tharwell. If you have another spec, make sure to unlearn it first. This spec allows you to proc an extra 1 to 4 potions. It seems to more frequently proc 1 extra than anything else, just like Trans spec. It also can take 20 potions before it can proc 1 extra. When it comes to the best sellers, I've found Potion of Speed to be number 1, with Potion of Wild Magic being second. They both require pygmy oil, and if you have any trouble getting it like you see I have here, search the auction house for pygmy suckerfish instead and use it to make the oil. Now that I've made all my potions, it's time to list them on the auction house. For potions, I like to list them for 12 hours in stacks of 5 and 20, while undercutting any competition. Okay, it's been a day and time to break down the numbers. Net sales were 1,228 gold, minus 488 golden mats, for a total of 740 gold for 15 minutes worth of effort. It's not too bad for 15 minutes worth of effort and a great profit margin percent wise, but nowhere as good as Trans or Elixir spec for overall gold. Well, that's it for all the different alchemy specializations. Totaling everything together netted 13,356 gold, minus 6,199 gold in mats, for a total of 7,157 gold in sweet profit in a little less than 2 days with 1 hour of effort. I'll list out all the details on my website. So I bet you're wondering what I think is the best way to make gold with alchemy, right? Well, it depends on your server and situation, but either Elixir or Trans spec can be very good. The competition may be insanely high, but I still enjoy alchemy more than any other profession for its simplicity. On a final note, don't think just because you don't have a bazillion gold you can't do well with alchemy or any other profession for that matter. So what, you don't have 6k to spend? Anything in this video and guide can be cut down to almost any budget. Don't be lazy. Do the daily cooldown, spend a few hundred gold to make some flasks, diamonds, or titanium bars, and enjoy the profit. Build and build and build until you have that 6k gold to spend. Anyone can make gold in this game. You just need a bit of patience and some direction. I give you the direction, it's up to you to do the rest. I want to hear about your success. Please tell me about it in the comment section below. So that's it for this Alchemy Gold Making guide for patch 3.3.5, and I hope you can bank off it. Please subscribe and visit TaroWoWguides.com for more free WoW guides. Thanks for watching. Now go PvP or something.